I brought that out just to show you how dominant Egypt was in all them areas. They didn't even have no culture. The Phoenicians are Egyptians.
God.
The Israelite, all of that is Egypt. They put names on it trying to steal the culture. So as you see right here, for my peoples that's in the Bible, I hope y'all come, you listen. You don't have to throw the book away. It can be used to get people back here. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no historical truth, but there is some truth that show you that these land masses were originally populated by African people. And it does show and prove who those people was that exterminated our people and seized the land. You cannot read the narrative and think it's factual. Okay, the narrative is not factual, but there is some truths within the book that will determine who the original peoples of this land were. Were we talking Canaan? Were we talking Arabia? Were we talking Egypt and Nubia? You understand what I'm saying? And we don't have to use it as primary reference, only reference to the point we know what you said before you told the next lie, okay? Because you had to clean this lie up, okay? We know that the land of Ham was a land of African people. That's what you said. But then when you went down there and found them goddamn tombs to show all the greatness of Ethiopia and Egypt and shit, you say, fuck that. I just said that the African never had no civilization. But then when we went down and saw Africans on the damn wall, they faces in gold, all these great monuments with their face, we got to change that. So they went in there, but this is the first lie they told, and it's a significant lie because they told the truth. Egypt is the brother of Ethiopia. That's what they said. Okay, and we got to understand, don't let the Ethiopian of today, understandably, we love you, but the Ethiopia of the ancient world was Sudan. Okay, let's be clear about that. The Ethiopian, when you historically talking about, and you go into the history book and it says ancient Ethiopia, it's not talking about the Ethiopia of today. That's the last extension of the Nubian Empire. The earliest parts of the Nubian Empire were what they termed the ancient Ethiopia was in Sudan. And Canaan was the brother of Egypt and Ethiopia, again, which was Sudan. So if Sudan is pitch black and Egypt is the brother of Sudan, which means he was pitch black, then that means the damn Canaanite had to be pitch black. I want to talk to y'all today. See, they told them lies too soon. And then when them white boys went up in them tombs and they found all them Africans with all that gold and all that graciousness, they say, God damn it, we got to change that. We got to change that. I want y'all to wake up today. Let me keep it moving. If you're dealing with the tectonic plates, and I brought this out a long time ago, a lot of people didn't caught on to it, but the general was one of the first ones that brought this shit out. I didn't see nobody that had brought this out, that what you call today Israel is on the African plate. We talking about the tectonic plate. So for you motherfuckers, just to show you that what today is called Arabia, which in the ancient world was an extension of Ethiopia, okay? You understand? When it broke away, a lot of sinking went on in them areas. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about in the land, man. So a lot of valleys is up in there. That comes from the pulling away from, the Arabian plate, pulling away from the African plate. But before that tearing away, it was one landmass. Okay, but that was long before, any populace was in there. Even that so-called Suez Canal was dug up in there. So as you can see, you can walk right out of Egypt into Arabia. Okay, and that's how we left the continent, going in that direction. So the first people to populate that area was African. Wasn't no fucking Hebrews, wasn't no fucking Arabians, wasn't no fucking Mesopotamians or nothing. It was purely African. That's just by default. I'm just dealing with how African people, originating in Africa, went and populated the rest of the world. And when we done that, it was no other peoples in the land. So it wasn't no Arabia, okay? It wasn't no damn Hebrew. That shit come much, much later. Those are nothing but lies to recreate the narrative, rewrite history, and put themselves in it. But when you go to the original history from African people, those people don't even exist. We're talking about probably for millions of fucking years before these people even come into existence. And so you see Cush Major, and then when you look over and you see Dedan, those are terminologies in the Bible. And Sheba, Dedan and Sheba, grandsons of Ethiopia, based on the genealogy of the Bible. Okay? See, these is lies they didn't want to tell. See, you got Hamitic, you got Shemitic, or Semitic, which come from Shem. Those are the Arab, those are the Jews, okay? And it shows that the Hamitics, which are Africans according to the Bible, I don't give a goddamn about the narrative. I'm dealing with the fact that they told the truth, that the Africans was in the land before they ass was in the land. That's what it's saying. So you talking about from Arabia up to Iraq and Iran, even Canaan was a brother of Ethiopia. Nimrod was the son of Ethiopia. Okay, Egypt was the brother of Ethiopia. And I'm going to get to the definition. Even Midian, land was Ethiopian, land of the wife of Moses. He took a wife from Midian. Okay, you don't have to deal with the narrative. The fact is that the Bible clearly states that all of this landmass was under African rule. Looking at what they call the Zagros Mountains. You see the green strip. That's the boundary line, technically, between Africa and the Caucasus Mountains and what you call Eurasia. That's technically the mountain. You know what I'm saying? Because everything to the left of that, what you see is Iraq, and you see down there Kuwait. That's the Persian Gulf. That's where the Sumerian civilization. That technically is all a part of Africa. That's Northeast Africa, with them Zagros Mountains being the boundary line. That's the boundary line. We were the first to populate that area. That's African land. And them people came from beyond them mountains. They were not from the land. Africans populated the land that y'all know today as Mesopotamia, damn near tens of thousands of years, possibly hundreds of thousands of years before any Arab or European even entered that land. So they were never known as Mesopotamia. They were never known as Babylon, Babylonia, Sumer. These are biblical names. And I'm only giving you these names so you can have a guideline to what areas we talking about. See, we done lost the knowledge of what these lands were called when we were in control of them. But the Bible, based on the Bible, and everybody is familiar with the Bible. So when I say Mesopotamia, Assyria, Babylon, so you can understand geographically what I'm talking about. Okay? Again, I'm showing land of Ham. Ham means black, and I'm going to show you that. And I'm going to show you that Nimrod, who is the son of Ethiopia. Okay? Again, showing you Kish is Cush. Abraham came from the most southern regions of Babylonia, Cush. So even if he did exist, he wasn't no Peckerwood. Okay? He couldn't have been. Not down in, that's in the tropical zone. So we knocking them out the box. So ain't no white Jew or no other, you know what I'm saying? And so even if they were a people that live in that area, based on the geography and just based on human migration, African migration into these lands, who were the original colonizers of the land, they had to be African, not Hebrew, not Arab, not none of that, not Indian, none of that. That shit is yesterday. Okay, I just want to be clear about that. I brought that out just to show you how dominant Egypt was in all them areas. They didn't even have no culture. The Phoenicians are Egyptians. The Israelite, all of that is Egypt. They put names on it trying to steal the culture. Cush, Mizraim, and Punt were the progenitors of the tribes that people Africa. And Canaan became the father of those that principally occupied Phoenicia and Palestine. See, they're coming from the white boy. They're coming from this 1924, the People's Bible Encyclopedia. Okay, it says Glasser has identified the Cam or Ham of the biblical races with the Amu, worshippers of Am, of the Egyptian inscription. The name of Ham alone of the three sons of Noah, if identification be correct, is known to have been given to a country. See right there, when we look at this map, we see that the first capital, if you look to the left, the first capital of Sumer was Cush. Now it's pronounced Kish, but we understand that's Cush. You understand what I'm saying? It's Kish is Cush. So the first capital of Sumer was Cush. And you see the sister civilization to the right, Susa, Sudan, Susa, Sufi, Sumer, Sudra, you understand? Black, okay, which we could easily show without any problem. You see Sufi, Susa, Sudan, Sudra, Sumer. And so when you look at what the Elamites, you see they was woolly head with black skin. This is right there at the Museum of Susa for anybody that what would a white man want to paint himself black for and put woolly hair on his head for? We got to deal with that. You understand? We got to understand that these are our people. Now, we looking at the top. We talking about Iraq. Okay, I don't know if y'all ever saw the artifacts. Now, y'all looking for damn Abraham. Y'all looking for fucking Joshua, and you looking for Jesus, and you ain't found nothing to do with no Hebrew or no Israelite or nothing. But in that same land where you claim your story is taking place way over there in Iraq, you find an Egyptian artifact. That artifact right there, you could go to the Iraqi National Museum, and I'm going to show you where them Arabs is over there destroying every fucking thing because ISIS, because which was created by the United States. You understand? You're going to see, because they know that's not them. Okay, the same reason why they went to the walls of ancient Egypt and carved the faces out the walls, and then they're going to 2,000 years later claim that it's their ancestors. So now look at this. You're looking at the pylons of the ancient Egypt. You're looking at the front facade of an Egyptian temple. Now look at the doorway now. Look at the doorway. Now when we go over here to Persepolis, Persepolis is in Iran. We're going to show you the extent of the Africans. You understand? As they go even into Iraq and Iran, and I'm proving it to you. Okay, look at this. This is in Persepolis. Let me go back so you can look to the left. You see where Persepolis is at in Iran. And you see the Egyptian doorway. And I'm going to put it right next to it so you can see that. Okay? This is and then based on the history, it says that Cambyses, when he conquered Egypt, he carried away Egyptian architects. Okay? And so they didn't have this before the Egyptians got there. You understand? Proven beyond. When you go to all these land masses, why is the most ancient of everything that's of Egyptian characters? That's just facts. You can go right there today. This is in Iran, okay? And then you can see that there's nothing but a pylon of doorway, the front facade of an Egyptian temple. Okay, I don't know if your lying eyes is fooling you or not, okay? Look at this. This is Iran, and Persepolis was constructed around 550 to 330 BCE. Now, if you look to the top right and you look to the bottom left, you looking at the facades of Persepolis, and you can see the winged sun disk right there, which came up out the Nile Valley. That's Nile Valley worship. So not only is the architecture African, the worship is African. Okay, this is totally an African civilization. So if the Hebrews and all of this in Mesopotamia is first, prove to me that they was first by showing a more ancient structure and show us how the Africans borrowed from them. You cannot do that. The African is older than Persepolis by thousands and thousands of years. So there is no goddamn comparison. Okay? Let me keep it moving. Again, at the top is the Mesopotamia. And at the bottom is the Egyptian, the winged sun disk. Okay? And you can see that the so-called woolly head African. You can see that. And watch this. I want y'all to see this. And you see they woolly head Africans. You see what I'm saying? But you can see that that's woolly head African. Persepolis. Okay, you see the falcon, which is nothing but the griffin. You understand? Which is nothing but an extension of Heru. This is Cyprus II. If you look at his crown on his head with the two serpents coming out the side, you see is nothing but the same crown on the head of Tutankhamun. Okay? It's an African crown on his head. Okay? And the one in Africa predates the one in Persia by thousands of years. Because Tutankhamun wasn't the first one to have the crown on. Okay? So right there, that proved right there, that's almost 1,000, Tutankhamun, almost 1,000 years older than Cyprus. Okay? Okay, this is Xerxes. Okay, he ruled Persia around 485, 465 BC. Right there, you see the lotus in his hand. Okay, which is sacred in Egypt. Okay, again, showing how many similarities must I show you to prove hands down that it's an African religion ain't just as easy as I can show you the African. Why can't nobody show you the Hebrew? Why can't nobody show you anything out the Bible? And I can easily show you the Egyptian. These are other artifacts that they found in Persepolis. Okay? I think this is at the Oriental Institute. I think this might be in Chicago. Okay? They found from Persepolis, Iran. That right there is the ram, the sacred ram of Egypt. Okay? Sacred to CANAAN. Sacred to CANAAN. Sacred to Ra. Okay? Let me keep it moving. A black-winged sphinx ivory, Nimrud. Also found in Nimrud. That looked just like an Egyptian pharaoh. Okay? Where is the biblical artifact? You can even see the winged sun disk at the top. All of this is Nimrud. There is no biblical evidence. The evidence is just what we said, that landmass was under the control of the Ethiopian Cushite, and the evidence proves that. Okay? All of this. You would think this was in Egypt. This is not Egypt. This is in Phoenicia. This is in Iraq. This is in Iran. Okay? This even up into Turkey. Okay? Even the two goddesses with their wings touching. And you will see on King Tut's sarcophagus, you can see the 4 goddesses with their wings touching. Okay? That one right is from Phoenicia, 8th to 7th centuries BC. Okay? 8th to 7th centuries BC. You understand what I'm saying? That's even at the time of the so-called supposed biblical prophets. And Egypt's hand was that far to the east, into Iran, and so that just let you know that Israel, or what they want to call Israel, was under Egyptian control. They will not tell you that the Ethiopian empire went all the way past India into China. The carved ivory plaque depicts a man standing with an Egyptian hairstyle. Okay, the man has 2 wings and holds a snake. Okay, Neo-Assyrian period, 9th to 7th centuries BC, from Nimrud, Mesopotamia, Iraq. It's still in Iraq if them goddamn Arabs ain't destroyed it by now. Okay, to the right, an Egyptian-looking man. They always say an Egyptian looking man. Why is it an Egyptian looking man, motherfucker? Because it's an Egyptian. You know why it's an Egyptian? Because it's a goddamn Egyptian, motherfucker. Neo-Assyrian period, 9th century, 9th to 7th century BC. Okay? And this was damn near the fall of Egypt. Just to show you that the population was still the dominant population throughout the landmass. So all of this is coming. So the dominant culture of Iraq and Iran and of what was called Palestine was Egyptian Cushite. It was the dominant culture. Now, the question I'm going to ask you again, how is it possible? You see the lotuses, you see the Egyptian hairstyle, you see the wings. How is it possible for you to find this much artifacts from ancient Egypt, that far from Egypt, and you find no biblical evidence whatsoever? Because that was a created lie to redirect the narrative. You understand what I'm saying? To give them some type of hold on African lands. And so they had to create a God that would create a mythical book that would give them permission to seize the land from our people. This is in the museum, okay? Over there, the Babylonian, okay, you see? And then look at the Susa, which is Iran. Look at that. That's Persepolis. You see how dark their damn skin is? You see the woolly hair? Both of them are woolly hair. But the one from Iran, you can see is cold black. Now that's in the museum in Iran. I didn't make it up. I didn't color it in. I didn't do none of that. Okay? This is how it looked in Iran. So you can see for your fact that they black, that they Cushite. And the only man on this planet that gonna have hair, woolly hair in his head, in his beard, and have that black skin is a damn African. There's no other people on the planet that possess them two characteristics. Hands down, leave it alone. Stop lying to the goddamn people. We got to wake up today. When you look at the Ishtar Gate, there ain't no goddamn Ishtar Gate. That's the damn pylon. That's the damn Egyptian doorway. Now, the one to the right is Nubia to show you that they copying. They copying, family. The one to the right, which is the African, is the oldest. You can't keep saying that Mesopotamia started all civilization. That the lies up. You got to come up out of that today. Again, coming out of Phoenicia. Okay, coming out of Phoenicia. Okay, attachments of the mistress of animals and water, and you can see that it ain't nothing but had a root. It ain't nothing but had a root. So we proving, goddamn it, these is African gods. Where your God at? Huh? You all them goddamn Mesopotamian God is nothing but watered down African deities. In many instances, they the same African deity because these is African people. Okay, these are African people, but later on they will become Ishtar and all these other, these other so-called Mesopotamian deities. Again, showing you the woolly haired Africans in Persepolis. Black skin, you can see the curls in their damn hair. And then you see the Arab down there, and he got the goddamn camel. If Mesopotamian came in and built the pyramids and did, why you don't see no camels on the goddamn walls of ancient Egypt? You ain't never seen a camel on the wall of ancient Egypt. Nowhere. Nowhere do you see the camel. Okay? So when the people come in and they're gonna bring, the more profound parts of their culture. Just like when you go into you see ancient Egyptians, profound deities. You see their hairstyles and this, that, and the third. If the Mesopotamians had anything to do with ancient Egypt, you would have seen that goddamn camel, which you do not see. Look at that right there. Look at that right there. So you see right there They've been fucking with them camels for a long fucking time. You see them over there, the so-called ISIS, they going in there destroying that shit. You know, that they know it ain't theirs. Egyptian tomb in Israel. The discovery of an Egyptian tomb in Tel Aviv in the Negev desert suggests an Egyptian colonial presence in southern Israel calculated 3000 BCE. 3000! That for Shem, for Ham, Noah. Now, if we can go into Israel and find a Kemetic tomb, where the hell is it? Jesus, Abraham, and they come much later.
Abraham.
So don't come in here with that Christian shit. Don't come in here with no Hebrew shit. I don't want to hear it no more. Egypt's hand was that far to, you know, to the east, into Iran, and into, so that just let you know that Israel, or what they want to call Israel, was under Egyptian control. Was that far to, you know, to the east, into Iran, and into, so that just let you know that Israel, or what they want to call Israel, was under Egyptian control. Brought that out just to show you how dominant Egypt was in all them areas. They didn't even have no culture. The Phoenicians are Egyptians. The Israelites, all of that is Egypt. They put names on it trying to steal the culture. Iran, and into, so that just let you know that Israel, or what they want to call Israel, was under Egyptian control. Was that far to, you know, to the east, into Iran, and into, so that just let you know that Israel, or what they want to call Israel, was under Egyptian control. I brought that out just to show you how dominant Egypt was in all them areas. They didn't even have no culture. The Phoenicians are Egyptians. The Israelite, all of that is Egypt. They put names on it trying to steal the culture.